Hello everyone, and welcome to this video where I will show you some tips on coloring. We have the promotion Color Your Season, so I thought I would show you one of the images part of the stamp set and how to color. So obviously you can do some basic coloring. We all learned to do that as kids, and that's what I had done basically on these flowers. But then I decided to go take it one step further and add some shading like I did on these two flowers. So I'm going to show you how I did this on the flower in the middle. So I already have a layer, but I'm going to add a bit more color, and I'm using the Flirty Flamingo. That is part of the watercolor pencils that are available through this promotion. And I'm doing little circles because then you have a little less lines, although I'll show you how to blend that. But the little circles kind of give you a little bit more of a uniform color. That's a tip that my dad actually told me when I remember as a little girl. Color with little circles. Okay. And it does make a little bit of a difference. Making sure that even to the edges, it's all colored. And I have another layer of the Flirty Flamingo. Okay, let's add it a little more intense here. This flower is a little lighter than the other flowers for some reason. Maybe once I add the... Okay, that should be about right. Then I'm going to use a blender pen, and they comes in a pack of 3, and they have 2 tips, so they actually last quite a while. And it doesn't matter if the tip is colored or not, as long as it's clear, okay? And again, in little circles, I'm going to blend the color so that if there's any marking left from my pencil coloring, it's pretty much all blended together and uniform. You can see how it makes the color just a little more uniform throughout the petal, although the flowers may not have uniform color necessarily. And then to add the shading, I'm still going to use the Flirty Flamingo. I could also have used the Cherry Cobbler that's part of the watercolor pencils. And you can see for the leaves, I used the Granny Apple Green, and I shaded it with the Garden Green, part of the set again. But here I have my Flirty Flamingo. That's what I started with these flowers, so that's what I'm going to do. So it's going to be darker in the center, so I'm just adding color like this, and then this part here. And then I can see here there's a little darker line just on the stamp, and so I'm going to darken that just next to it a little bit. Okay, and I'm using a little bit more pressure than I was using when I was just giving it color. So all over in the center here to indicate that it's deeper in that part of the flower. Okay, and then I'm going to look for which petal is under which petal. So this petal here is under this one. So I'm going to put darker right on here because there's a little bit of shadow from that petal. And then the lines, I'm going to take advantage of that. Then here, there's not really a lot of difference between those two petals, but this one is under. So again, I'm going to add a little bit, and I can see the line here. Can you see this line is darker? So I'm just going to add a little bit here again of color. Okay, and same here. This part here of the flower is meant to be a little darker. Okay, and then here again, this part here of the flower. The artist already giving me some tips here on where to make it darker. Okay, and then these lines here, there we go. Okay, these ones here. So right now it looks a little bit harsh, but again I'm going to come with my blender pen and I'm going to blend those colors using a very, very light touch. Now with the blender pen, there's several ways of doing it. I put the color on the paper and then put the blender pen. I could also take the color from the pen like this directly to add, like for example here, I want a little bit more than I have. Okay, there we go. And then this one I want to blend using tiny little circles, blend this area here too, and here. And this one was quite harsh here, so let's make it quite a bit softer. Okay, we're just about done here. I think I'm going to leave it. I could fiddle with it a little more, but this is basically how I would... that's the fun part of coloring. You can make it, you know, as simple or as complex as you want. To clean my blender pen, I go like this, and I can go into another color. Even if the tip already has a little bit of color on it, it doesn't matter. I could do the green, and it would not make a difference as long as what comes on the paper here is clear. Okay, let's put this card together. I'm going to adhere it to the basic black cardstock. And I've already put some dimensionals here. So that I can put it on my Flirty Flamingo cardstock, which of course matches my Flirty Flamingo flowers from the pencil. And the stamp set in this promotion, I will show you some other cards that you can make with it, because you can make all the different seasons. So this would be a summer one. Here is a fall one. Here's a Christmas one, and a spring one that you could make with this with the stamp set from this promotion and the pencils from this promotion, Color Your Season. Anyways, I have a lot more tips to give you in my newsletter. So go to my blog, sylviestamps.com, and subscribe so you can get more tips like this. See you soon. Bye-bye.